Hey everyone, this is a series about data integration, data engineering, and data science within Microsoft Fabric. And today, for the second time, Jenny is joining me to discuss monitoring capabilities. So to just kick things off, Jenny, could you please recap what are the monitoring capabilities within Fabric?
Sarah, good to see you again. Sure. Let me quickly summarize the features available on the Spark Monitor in Fabric. As you all know, the Monitor Hub is a centralized place for you to browse all Spark activities, including notebooks, Spark job definitions, and pipelines. If you have more questions about a particular Spark application, you can always dive into the Spark Monitor detail view to understand the different aspects, from the Spark execution to data, to logs, and to snapshots. For those who often use the notebook, the built-in notebook context monitoring simplifies your experience of monitoring Spark job progress and analyze performance, all with a single pane in notebook. Lastly, we have the Spark server to enhance your experience with the Spark open source capabilities.
So I would like to provide one comment because we are building the platform, the SaaS tool, Microsoft Fabric, because we believe that and we want to give our customers ability to be data-driven. And we also are data-driven. Based on the telemetry, I can just share that as of now, majority of the cases are that our users use notebooks to author the Spark jobs in a majority of the cases. Then once they have the production-ready solutions, many times they are changing and scheduling notebooks. So they are changing, building Spark job definition based on the notebook. But firstly, they are starting authoring the code, authoring the Spark job through notebooks. So today, we would love to dip into monitoring Spark jobs, which have been authored from notebooks. So, Jenny, could you please show us how to monitor Spark job created inside a notebook?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we are fully aware the Fabric users, especially data engineering and data scientists, they spend a lot of time in authoring notebook and getting the data exploration, getting some job processing. Therefore, we have built a rich capability within notebook for the user to be able to monitor the Spark activities at the notebook cell level. In particular, and we allow the people to monitor the Spark job execution progress at each cell level. So user is able to view all those corresponding Spark jobs, stages, and tasks, and also look into the corresponding logs at the cell level real time if needed. In addition, we integrated the notebook with our Fabric Spark Advisor, which analyzes the code and the Spark execution at real time to provide their advice and recommendation, which help users to avoid common mistakes and adopt the best practice. And moreover, we also have the Spark Advisor, which scans and analyzes Spark execution within notebook to do a failure analysis. If you have some job failures, we are classifying your error based on different type and also recommending the root cause and also the solutions. So to summarize, within the Fabric Synapse notebook, we have the Spark job progress indicator at the notebook cell level, which allow users to track the job progress. We have the log for the user to perform deep and fairness analysis or understand all those execution details. And we have a Spark Advisor and to do the advice recommendation and also error analysis. Yeah, that's a quick recap.
Looks wonderful. So now I want to see especially Spark Advisor in action. So could you please show us a demo of those functionalities?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
In this demo, we will show you the Synapse Notebook contextual monitoring experience within Fabric. When you run a Synapse Notebook cell containing Spark jobs, a progress indicator appears. This allows you to monitor the status and progress of Spark jobs and stages in real time, including number of tasks queued, running, or completed for a particular stage or job. If you want to track more about Spark executions, you can also check the Logs tab to access the driver logs, search for and filter the logs based on your needs. If your Spark jobs fail, the Fabric Spark Advisor integrated with Impulse can help you diagnose and resolve the issues. For this example, clicking on the error advice icon will reveal two pieces of advice that have been generated. One piece of advice is a summary of task failures for the failed job due to a file not found exception error. In the advice, you can see the stage ID, the number of tasks that failed in this stage, the corresponding executor IDs, and the types of tasks that failed. The advice also provides well-organized details in the troubleshooting guide, along with additional tips to help you resolve the error. The other piece of advice is about the hint for Spark job aborted issue. You can also follow the instructions in the message to see how to address this problem. Here is another example. Considering the case where you execute code scripts using the random split method. The resulting data could vary, leading to potential inconsistencies. Without awareness of this, you might encounter data inconsistency issues. However, the Fabric Spark Advisor is designed to identify such situations and recommend the use of caching to ensure consistent results. In summary, the Fabric Spark Advisor features built-in classifications for over 100 different errors, including error code, type, description, and a troubleshooting guide. It also includes dozens of built-in patterns and recommendations. If you find a certain error classification or advice pattern irrelevant, you can hide specific advice. Once an advice type is set to hidden, it will remain hidden for all your notebooks within this workspace. However, you can always choose to show the advice again at any time. Moreover, if you think the Spark Advisor output impacts your notebook authoring experience, you can turn off the Spark Advisor completely in the Spark Advisor setting pane. Once the Spark Advisor is turned off, you will no longer see Spark Advice for all your notebooks within this workspace. To turn the Spark Advisor back on, you can go to any Spark application detail page, then navigate to the Diagnostic Settings section within the Jobs tab and access the Spark Advisor setting pane. In conclusion, we hope that Synapse Notebook, with its contextual monitoring and Spark Advisor capabilities, can assist you in improving our productivity and managing production notebook jobs.
I really like the demo because it's so complex and so many new name of the features, functionalities, new terms. And I really appreciate that. And I believe our viewers will also appreciate that you have presented how to disable Spark Advisor. And I'm just thinking, is there any thumb rule? Like, what are the scenarios and when we should disable Spark Advisor?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And we are also in the critical stage to get the customer's feedback about the value of the Spark Advisor. If you ask me, like my advice, if you are a data engineer, you are doing a lot of data processing, which requires a intensive Spark compute. And for that scenario, I do encourage you to turn on the Spark Advisor so that you may make sure you have the best performance and also best and practice in your code. If you are a data scientist doing a lot of data experimentation, model training, and for those kind of scenarios, the Spark Advisor, it might not be very much relevant to what you are doing for that scenario. If you feel it's distracting on your notebook authoring, you can turn the Spark Advisor off. Just try it and let us know what's your experience, what's your feedback.
That sounds reasonable that, for example, Spark Advisor will tell us that, okay, we detected data skew. At the same time, maybe some data scientist wants to implement his, her, or them own algorithm to implement that. So, yeah, thank you for sharing. So I think that's all for today. Is that right?
Yes, that's all for today. Yeah, I do have a couple of sessions coming up. We can look more into the Spark diagnostic and tools.
Yes, that's something what I would also love to go deeper to, as this is just the second episode about monitoring, and that's the fundamental tool. I believe that the good, decent solutions built on Microsoft Fabric requires also checking logs and knowing those functionalities. So thank you for today. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you have any question or topic or suggestion you want us to tackle in the upcoming episodes, just drop a comment, leave a message. And until next time, happy monitoring notebooks, and we'll go deeper with those topics. Thank you so much and see you next time.
Thank you.